Hello everyone, welcome back to part 10 of Barachi Ice Elementalist of Sif Muna. We are in the Elven halls right now. We had a bit of an interesting one last episode. So we came here to the Elven halls in hope that we could find some MR before going into vaults. Not that you want to be in Elf if you can help it with low MR, but Elf 1 to 2 is usually not too bad. And we came across the Wiz Lab that took us to the moon base. So that was fun. Killed the moon troll. We did sort of, I don't want to say solved our MR situation, but we improved it a little bit by getting this Quicksilver Dragon scales. So it gives us 2 pips of MR while not having to be wearing a robe. So we've still got decent AC. Can't cast Ozakubo's armor anymore, but that's okay. Oh, in fact, definitely can't because I forgot the spell. I remember now. Yeah. And we found some other cool stuff. Of course, we got the +4 Moon Troll leather armor that you always get. Not that I think we're going to wear that. I don't know. Having Spirit would be interesting with this much MP because we'd essentially be getting 54 extra hit points. And having Regen ++ would be nice. But I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Because I was going to say, Spirit Shield isn't usually great on a mage because you rely on your MP to kill stuff. So if you run out, because when you're taking damage you're losing your magic points, you're in rough times. But with Sif, even with 0 magic, we can still cast spells. We've got Divine Energy, we've also got Channel Magic, so maybe at some point in the future that would be a consideration. But we certainly can't now because we care about the MR. So what happened is I was trying to walk back to the exit. I was going to drop the extra loot we found, and we came across this group of elves, one of which is a banisher, and if we XV it, a 17% chance to banish us from this deep elf sorcerer. So this is a bit rough. And also we're drained, we're red drained right now. I put on an Amulet of Harm. So our best tool here, which is probably Freezing Cloud, we have a 32% chance to fail it, and it's red. I mean, Sif is usually going to protect us from miscast, but that's still not great. Well, let's put that down. That's going to be step 1. And what we're probably going to do this episode is continue... Oh, out of range. Continue doing what we're doing, which is doing Elf 1 to 2, and then hoping that we'll find another point of MR in here. Nice. The sorcerer actually just decided to walk into the Freezing Cloud. That's kind of dumb. If he's going to do that, that's his choice. Trying to remember where all my macros are. That is... What was that one? That was all grabs. Okay, good. And then we're just going to sit behind our ice base here, which means, well, there goes. One got banished. Alright, good. But if the ice base are between us and the sorcerer, not going to get banished. Which is also part of why I'm willing to be here doing Elf 1 and 2, even though we don't have 3 pips of MR. Because on the off chance like that we do find a banisher, we can probably put Ice Base between us. I should be wearing +4 evasion, not Aralek ring. And yeah, let's go back to the entrance so I can drop my stuff. Let's drop it in Orc. So we dropped the Moon Troll leather armor. This Spirit Amulet, same reasons as we just talked about with the Moon Troll leather armor, but in this instance we potentially could have it on an amulet. Which kind of makes me wonder, should I have it on now? And we'll drop the Ring of Protection from Cold as well. We've already got 1 pip of RC from our Scarf. We probably don't need a second at all this game, unless we ended up putting on, say, a Fire Dragon Scales, which I doubt we'll do. Do I want Spirit Shield? We could have 50 extra HP effectively. And we'd be dodging, or we'd be losing 4 shield and reflection. You know what, that's probably worth it. I'm going to give it a go. Spirit is a really good amulet. And again, while I don't love it on mage characters, because we're Sif, it kind of makes it a little bit more viable than it would otherwise. Alright. I think Spirit Shield is vastly overrated by some members of the crawl community, and then vastly underrated by others. It's a pretty good amulet. For instance, on most characters, I'd rather have Spirit Shield than regeneration almost every time. That's even if you only have a few magic points, because you can think of it that your magic regen suddenly becomes extra HP. And when we have channel magic, we could very quickly, it's like Trog's hand, I guess. We could very quickly, effectively regen our health. Okay. We are training Invo. That makes me actually want to pump it now. So we'll focus it to 8. Because yeah, if we're using Spirit Shield, it's basically huge amounts of HP regen. Okay, I think I made that same point about 4 times in a row. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of struggling here. I haven't played this for a little while, so I don't remember what any of my macros are or anything, so I'm just kind of rambling. There's a Fire Dragon scale, speaking of those. Just a regular one, it's not an artifact or anything. Massive Draining, that's okay. So Dancing Weapons, you want to have some form of killing these if you're a mage. They're immune to elect, poison, negative energy, very resistant to fire and cold. So you want to have some sort of irresistible thing. So if you're a hexer, going invis is nice and then just stabbing it. But for us, we have Orb of Destruction, which we can't really cast. But we have Throw Icicle, which is also partially irresistible. So that should take it down. Dire Flail of Venom. We don't have our poison on right now, so I think it makes sense to switch to that ring. Never mind, we just kill it before it gets to us. I mean, that's also acceptable. A Golden Eye, that's surely a shapeshifter. But the point is, we don't have heaps of MR, so it's got a 27% chance to confuse us. So I'll just make these summons first, and then even if we get confused, they'll kill it. Oh, we missed. What? Oh, okay, I failed. Alright, we cannot Freezing Cloud that one mage. That's regen, okay. Alright, I remember now. And then we got Poisonous Vapors. Alright, I think I got my macros under control now. An artifact, leather armor, which we're going to ID. +2, it's got Contam on it. I really like the int +9. If we were going to go the meme glaciate build, int +9 on our body armor would be pretty useful. But we're not going to do that. I don't like those characters. Okay. I did not switch to the RLX for that guy, but we have deflected missiles, so we dodged all the lightning bolts anyway. Elven Halls 2, and we see an Orc Sorcerer. 10% chance to paralyze us is a bit of a worry, but this also might indicate that Saint Roka is here. You don't usually see Orc Sorcerers on Elf 2. I mean, sometimes, and there are some vaults that have them, but that's making my spidey senses tingle, that something a bit strange might be going on here. I'm just going to kill the one, yeah, he's over there and not sitting in the clouds. Reach level 19. Alright, we're good. It's really quite amazing that we have this much magic points. Why is that? I know we have one ring of MP +9. Oh, our hand axe is also MP +9. So that's giving us 18 extra. And then I guess we're just training a fair bit of spellcasting. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're doing repel missiles right now. Oh, nice. Scroll of acquirement. Okay, so what do we want here? I think the dream is MR ring. If you look at the rest of our armor, it's all pretty good. I mean, some really nice artifact shield would be great, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. So we've never seen an MR ring, so there's a decent chance that acquirement will give us that because it's weighted towards things you've never seen before. We can do /- we can even look. Well, there are a lot of rings we don't know, in fact. Yeah, many of these we have not seen. So it might also just give us, say, a protection from firing. Alright, so this might be very unexciting, but I believe we're going to acquire the MR ring. Not quite. Alright. This ring has a lot of things on it. They're all positive, but none of those we really need. I suppose it's strictly better than the plain C invis ring that we have. So we can do a bit of a swap there. But other than that, okay, that's a bit of a bummer. Oh right, there's an Annihilator. Okay, I need to respect him. We're just going to make Ice Base to hold him in the cloud. Or you could just blink out, I suppose. Habit of Flaming, that's fine. I'm checking those just to make absolutely sure that none of these are distortion weapons. I've made that mistake too many times that now I'm always very careful. Okay, I'm hitting my macro for poisonous vapors, but it's trying to target the battle sphere by default, which is really annoying because now I have to cast it manually. It's on X. Yeah, that guy. Okay, there we go. After I did it once, then it figured out what I wanted to do. Wow. There we go. Sif gives us a gift. It gives us Blink. Excellent. Alright, so we slam the Blink spell. 2 spell levels. Perfect. Almost like I planned it. I did not actually. But it's almost like I did. And it's at 7% chance to fail, which is with no translocations, which is pretty nice. But I mean, we have a +1 translocations aptitude. I don't mind training, say, 2 skill levels. It's really not much of an investment to take a +1 aptitude skill from 0 to 2. And that will just drop it a little bit. Because, say it's a life or death situation and I need to blink, and for some reason I can't read these scrolls of blinking. I would prefer it to be a little bit more reliable than 7% chance to fail. I mean, we're streaking, right? Can't take these chances. Go Ice Space. You're never ever ever going to kill this Earth Elemental, but you can try. I'm just going to stop because otherwise we'll be here for days. And we'll just do Shards of Ice. I should not let both of them hit me, although actually, because the dancing weapon's immune to most bolts or resistant, it's likely the Deep Elf Mage will just shoot through it anyway. Oh. It's not looking like we're going to find MR. Or a third pip anyway. Protection. Here's our Hall of Blades, which we're not going to do. Did we find a demon blade? I don't even remember. No, we haven't found any demon weapons. Well, you don't find demon weapons inside the hollow blades anyway, so... what would we be looking for? We probably wouldn't be. Yeah, okay, never mind. Alright, let's keep going. Anyway, the beat, the hand axe of beat that we've been using, especially now that we have Guardian Spirit, the MP plus 9 is really useful. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really looking for a weapon to enchant up to use. And let's keep going. Not with Elven Halls though. With 3 pips of MR, sorry, with only 2 and not 3, I don't really want to do Elf 3. We're going to see many more banishes there, and our chances of going to the Abyss are pretty high. So we're going to go to Vaults. We're going to need to be extremely careful of anything we see with paralysis. And also, not that we're probably going to be able to stop this one, but we're likely to get marked a whole lot by every sentinel we see. We can try to prevent him from doing that. Fire Dragon Simulacrum's hurt. So we can try to avoid mark by putting Ice Beast between us. Is a quarterstaff one-handed? No, I didn't think so. But yeah, with this low MR, they're gonna, any chance they get, they're basically gonna mark us. Let's check on our spells right now. All Destruction's down to 36%. I'm not training any Conjurations at all. I should be though. It's at 12, so let's set a skill target for 14. And that's just going to bring Orb of Destruction down to be actually usable. Alright, we never saw Saint Roka, so there was indeed just a random Orc Sorcerer on Elf 2. I mean, it does happen. There's some good examining. There's a 16% chance to be agonied by the Necromancer, which is like Torment, but checks your MR. Not too worried when it's just random zombies around like this, and skeletons. But if there was something dangerous around, that 16% chance would be something I'd have to watch out for. Can you not? The Stone Giant zombie is just destroying me. Well, we are faster than him, so we can just walk away. There we go. That is a an Orc Knight who has berserked his Amulet of Rage. Alright, so this is dangerous. He's now doing 150% damage and he's fast. We have Hop. We can hop back out. What has he got? A Great Mace of just enchanted. Well, we can first of all just hop away from him. And then, can we run? I wonder, oh, am I seeing, oh no. Okay, I'm seeing glowing tiles. That probably means Menace is here. The thing is, Monster Berserk just lasts forever. What about Paralysis? 28%. I'm feeling lucky. There it is. Alright. Well, that's good. So we don't have to deal with him. I think we probably could have fought him. But yeah, there you go. I'm lucky. So if Menace is here, that's a huge worry. How would we kill Menace? We'd just go the other way. There are a couple of things that are scary about Menace. One is that Menace has a mass confusion and we don't have great MR. Plenty of curing potions though, so we probably wouldn't die that way. The more dangerous thing is that Menace hits really hard, is really fast, and then silences you. So once you're in the silence field, you can't teleport out of it until it runs out. And then we run back in. Good old auto-explore. We have been confused. We're too confused. Alright, we're good. How would we actually kill Menace? One scroll of summoning is not very exciting. Freezing Cloud would probably do it actually. Yeah, okay, it'd probably be, we just have to get Menace inside of Freezing Cloud and try to hold him in there. Alright, I want to keep Ice Space between us and the Vault Sentinel because it's a 35% chance to mark us. And those guys love to spam that spell. Alright. We stay back, it's fine. Step around the corner and force the Yaktor to come to us. We don't even have our reflection anymore. So we can't just stand there and watch it die. Quick check. Our translocations is almost at 2 and blink has dropped to 3%. See, pretty painless. And we more than halved the failure rate. Cool. Alright, it's a lot of harpies. We don't have heaps of AC. We've only got 18. Which is not a huge amount when compared to harpies and a whole pack of them. These guys destroy you. And they also are resistant to poison, so Ogrebs isn't going to do it. But Freezing Clouds will. That is an Eden zombie as well. I need to respect that guy. Note that as soon as we are out of sight of our Freezing Clouds, they disappear. There's our invo to 8. Let's see. Channel Magic is down to 5%, and on most characters that I use Sif, I'd be happy to stop there. But now that we're using Spirit Shield, I kind of like having Channel Magic lasting longer, because it's a way to just take us back to full HP. It's like having, what's the Elixir card if you're playing with Nem? That's really, really good. I mean, it's a -1 aptitude, but that's okay. Let's take it to 10 and then reassess. But again, if you weren't here earlier, for earlier episodes, more invo on Channel Magic does not make you gain more magic points per turn or anything like that, but it makes the effect last longer. Get behind the Ice Beast. Get behind the Ice Beast. Once upon a time, you could do some pretty funny things with clouds. Like say, you throw your Freezing Cloud down in the room where the enemies are, you just shut the door. And then when they open it, you just shut the door again. Which is still a tactic that works with poison, but you used to be able to do that with clouds. Glowing gloves. Our current ones are Dex. Okay. The only way that that would work is maybe if they looked more stylish. We don't need more strength on this character, so I'd say gloves of Dex would be better than gloves of strength. And then gloves of archery we don't care about at all. Alright. Once an enemy steps into the Freezing Cloud, I can't do the Poisonous Vapors, although here's an interesting thing. So notice how the enemies have been sitting, or some of them, have been sitting outside of the Freezing Cloud and not walking into it. You can make enemies walk from one cloud to a more dangerous one. Basically, as soon as they're in a harmful cloud, they stop caring about clouds, so they'll run towards you. So this is a trick that you can use with, say, Conjure Flame. Works with Mephitic and Conjure Flame, or Poisonous Vapors and Conjure Flame. But say, we Poisonous Vapors this guy, because we then make it disappeared immediately, but we made a little, briefly, a poison cloud. He then was willing to walk through the freezing one. But it only works on harmful clouds. So it used to work with all clouds. Even something poison immune, you used to be able to make it step into, say, Conjure Flame with Mephitic. That doesn't work anymore, but still, it's pretty good. You set up the gauntlet of conjured flames, and then you throw a mephitic down, and then the enemy just runs through all the fire. That's good. Wait, why do we have see invis? Is it on one of our things? How come we can see this shadow wraith? It should be invis. We do have seen this. I see it here. It's in the list. Oh, it's on the amulet. Okay, nice. Okay. Alright. I knew it had to be somewhere. It didn't make sense. So it means the C invis ring that I'm carrying around is kind of unnecessary. But that's alright. Let's keep clouding this stuff. This looks like a fairly nasty room. We've seen an Etten, a Frost Giant, a Yaktor Captain, and an Ironheart Preserver. The Frost Giant does not care about Freezing Cloud, by the way. I'm only trying Orbit Destruction. Okay, good. That should probably kill him. Nope. Alright, there we go. Got there with a couple of Ice Shards. Go. Go, my pretties. Help us from being marked. You know, ID. Oh, we picked up an amulet, another artifact one. It's Acrobat RN plus Strength minus 6. And we should also pick up this fine hand axe. Odds of it being a better axe than the hand axe of Beat seems low, but we can try it out. Vault Warden is going to lock us in probably. No, we escaped. Well, we escaped one room. We're still locked in here. Okay, this may look kind of dumb, but that's actually next level play. Because by closing the door, we lost sight of our freezing cloud, so they all just disappeared. So he just basically saved himself there. And again, we put the freezing cloud on him, he then got rid of it, and again, he knows what he's doing here. He seems to know what he's doing, right? He just did that 3 or 4 times. He doesn't really know. Okay. And an artifact hand crossbow. We're going to wait until we find ID before we put these on. They might all have drain. So watch it with this one. He's standing outside the freezing. We poisonous vapors him. He then steps into the freezing, where he's going to die. I just had deja vu there. Is that the same troll? Spellcasting to 15. Alright, I'm okay stopping here for the moment, or am I? More spellcasting is going to give us more magic points, which is effectively more HP at the moment. But it's also going to give us more spell levels, and it would be nice to get at least Iron Shot sometime. I mean, we don't really... We do have a single target, close range, partially irresistible spell with Throw Icicle, but Iron Shot just does more damage, so it is better. I mean, we could forget Throw Icicle and learn Iron Shot instead. We would need more spell levels though, so I'm going to keep going with spellcasting. We're going to take it to 18 ultimately. Is there other stuff we could just forget? Not really. All of this is quite useful still. Yeah, okay. I'm not the sort of person who will tell you that Ograbs or Poisonous Vapors falls off after the mid game. Both those things are perfectly serviceable still in Zot. And we don't have a File of Floods. We can't carry it. Well, I was just saying before, the Ring of Sea and Viz is kind of useless if we've got it on our amulet, so we'll just drop that one. And it's surely just a matter of time before I drop the Scrolls of Holy Word. I've been holding them so far. I mean, I haven't used them. But, yeah, I'm still holding them, which is something. Alright, it's a shapeshifter. That seemed odd. It's like, where did the spider go? That is Vault 1 done. So we never saw Menace. Did I hallucinate those glowing tiles? I swear I saw glowing tiles. Well, we'll just pretend that Menace isn't here, even if he is. So then we can fight him later when we're stronger, which is basically how you should always approach Menace. Fighting him sucks. Alright, here's a paralysis enemy. Also a banish one, but I think I care more about the paralysis. Although it's only a 10% chance, so it's not too bad, but still. Do not want to be paralyzed with a whole team of Yaktors around. He has Bolt of Cold, so it means he has Crystal Spear, alright, so he's not a Hex type. We find here a Potion of Magic, which is also now a Potion of Heal Wounds. I'm just going to throw a Orb of Destruction. Oh, it dissipated. Where did the Ice Dragon go? He just walked away. It's not fair. Ow, that hurts. I mean, we have deflect missiles and a shield, but sometimes projectiles are going to hit you. Alright, I'm also thinking... Alright, this is the plan. Let's get Conjurations to 14, so we have Orb of Destruction being properly usable. It's at 22% to fail at the moment. So I'm going to focus Conjurations. When we get that to 14, if we don't need to train anymore, then we'll go back to our defenses. We'll start training some dodging again, and we'll start training some armor, which is a +2 aptitude, so really, really good. And believe it or not, that will help us with our spellcasting a bit too. Damn it, I let him get the call off. I'm going to go to a new stair, actually, rather than have all that stuff be there. Alright, let's go Bolt of Cold, so we can try to kill the Entropy Weaver. Oh, I'm using the wrong spell. That's not Bolt. Okay, we didn't get too badly corroded, only -4. Oh right, we didn't have any R poison. No wonder we got destroyed by the redback. Alright. New acquirement scroll. This time I'm feeling doubly lucky. We're gonna get the MR ring. Just watch. It's a regular ring. It's the wrong item type. It's a ring of flight. Damn it, we've seen rings of flight before. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate. But there is a reason those things are called Scrolls of Disappointment. And there also is a reason why I say jewelry acquirement is by far the most variable in terms of getting good stuff or just getting nothing. The amount of times you get just a plain ring of strength or something like that, it's very common. I mean, it can happen with everything. It's like when you get the plain hat, the plain +0 hat, or the plain animal skin or something. But I feel like it happens the most with jewelry. That was some nice Bolt of Cold there. Those all got in a line. What am I doing? Oh, miscasting orbs. Book of Earth? Wait. It's gonna have Shatter and Bolt of Man. Okay, never mind. Not that exciting. Fire dragons, of course, are susceptible to fire, so you're going to get pretty destroyed there by our bolts of cold. Sorry, they're susceptible to cold, not fire. That's the opposite of what I meant. Skeletal warriors, these guys are resistant to most of our elemental stuff. So we can go Orb Destruction, throw in a bit of ice, and we're done. Okay, now that he's started doing the word thing, I want to finish him off quickly, so I'm going Bolt of Cold. It's really, really dangerous to ever let those guys summon stuff in. First of all, you don't know what it's going to be. Could be Menace, could be other dangerous uniques, Boris, etc. But in addition to whatever dangerous thing it is, you might always include a Warden, which is then going to lock you in with the dangerous unique. Rip out deflect missiles. Okay. I don't know how many shards of ice we fired off there. That guy did not want to go down. Just sneak out of vision there while we cast deflecting missiles again. Let's ID. Go to the other hand axe. It's Venom and Aralek. No, thank you. Oh yeah, which reminds me, we're carrying around an Aralek ring. That's something else we can drop. Because we can always just wield the Staff of Air if we really want Aralek. Wow. How did... The Harpies were down here. How did it get up there? That is... Okay, that one's still down there. But that is something. You gonna come here, Harpy? Okay, this is really annoying. There's our crypt entrance, which fortunately this time didn't have a bunch of really scary things. You can get some nasty versions of that. Cursed skulls are usually the worst. Oh, 3 ID scrolls. Okay. +7 hand crossbow. Plus blink Aralek int -3. Yeah. I mean, it can be nice to have blink on an item so that... Oh, damn it. Even if you get silenced, you can still blink. But it's a fairly niche thing. We don't have any evocation string either. So this Ironheart Preserver was blocking us from being marked, so I was just not attacking it. But it stepped to the side, so then that one turn we then get marked. Well, fortunately we've cleared most of the floor, so actually it's probably not a big deal this time. But if we were new to this floor, I'd be a bit upset about that. Yeah, it looks like this is mostly cleared. We have 8 scrolls of blinking. That's absurd. That's a Staff of Power, so it's like +9 MP. Oh, sorry, +9 HP. But it's not really, because our hand axe is that anyway. Never mind. Bolts 2. Alright, on to Bolts 3. This hasn't been so bad. Here's another paralysis enemy though. 11% chance. It's on its own, so that's fine. We haven't been too unlucky. Okay, he's calling. He's too far away that I don't think we can kill him before he summons stuff. We can't hit him with Bolt of Cold from here. I think the play is actually just hop as far away as we can, which is there. And then we just start running for the up stair. And then we see what turns up. Nothing, apparently. Ah, damn it. Let's go for the axe stab. These are all white ones, so they're not really going to care too much about Freezing Cloud, but we can trick them. So by doing the Ogrebs, they're now turning green to be resistant to poison, so now we can hit them with the Freezing Cloud. Didn't see that one coming, although these two... Alright, I want to blow this guy up, so we're going to go with the Orb of Destruction. Why is there an Amulet of Gourmand on auto pickup? I don't know, because it's not auto pickup in our list. So I don't know why the game would want us to pick up Gourmand. I get it if this were an unknown amulet, but we know it. Was it the last one? Is that why? Ah, okay, that's why. Okay, so this is probably a bug, actually, because that's certainly not the way that this should work. So, because it was an unknown artifact, or it's unknown jewelry, it was designated auto pickup. But because it was the last type of amulet that we'd never seen, process of elimination would say it has to be Gourmand. So it turned into Gourmand, but stayed auto pickup, even though we don't want to pick up Gourmand amulets. I mean, that's not a game-breaking bug or anything, but yeah, I think I would call that a bug. But certainly that's not how the behavior you'd expect to work. There's so much AoE. These packs like this of large packs of sort of mediocre enemies like all those orcs, we just destroy them with AoE. It's so good. Hey, nice. Plus 0 hat and magic resistance. Alright, we're slamming that. As much as I love the +2 helmet of int, having extra MR is way better. Way better for us. I mean, yeah. So if we find some other MR gear, we might well switch back to the helmet of +int. It's giving extra AC, and the +int helps us with casting. But yeah. This is like a Raiden hat. Let's go find some enchant armor scrolls though. Yeah, that's right. We really haven't found many this game. So we're gonna make this a +2 hat. And 1 enough. Cool. So now we're at 3. Now I feel much better about this character being in vaults. We can preemptively put the freezing cloud down and then maybe yell. Yeah, there we go, that worked. So he just walked into it like an idiot. Okay, this is a paralysis enemy, but now that we have 3 pips of MR, it's only 1% chance. So we don't have to be quite so careful anymore. I mean, you should still be careful around any Hexa enemies, but he's not the immediate existential threat on sight that he was not very long ago. How do we kill this stuff? I think we keep throwing orbs of destruction. Those guys are both resistant to our cold stuff, and then the Ice Dragon is also resistant to poison. I still don't want to get marked though. It's XV. There's a 9% chance still, given how much these guys love spamming that. 9% is still going to happen sometimes. He zapped a wand. He has a wand of paralysis. Alright, we'll reclaim that. We enter a teleport trap. Fortunately, most of the floor done already. And Vaults 3 done. Alright, we're just flying through Vaults right now. Vaults 4 is the last floor, of course, that you want to do Vaults at this point in time. You don't want to go to Vaults 5 yet. You do third rune after Depths. Still something I see happen way too often. And every time I see it, I feel like I failed as a teacher. We get, I don't know how you say that first word. A new book, there you go. Gives us Haunt and Infestation. -1 on Necromancy. Okay, we're definitely not going all in on Necromancy for Infestation on this character. And switch my, oh yeah, we can fire bolts of cold through Ice Base. I just remembered, that's so sick. But I was switching my attention to the guy who could potentially summon enemies in. I'm going to sit behind our Ice Base here so we don't get marked again. Conjurations to 14. That brings Orb of Destruction down to 13%, which is better. It's white now rather than being yellow or red, but I still think we need a bit more. So we're going to focus it to 15, and then we'll start training dodging and armor. And I'm sure that will be enough, because training armor will also bring it down a little bit. Poisonous Vapors makes him walk through the freezing cloud. And again. An Artifact Cloak, we may as well test it. RLEC, yeah. It's just, it'd have to be pretty good to replace the Scarf of Resistance for us, because that's our only everyday source of RF and RC. Okay, RF actually. We've got RC on our amulet. I remember now. Alright, so we've got a Warden and a Convoker who's already calling, so we're going to go Bolt of Cold to get them both. And his call ended. I think this is a good time to hop, and then we'll reset. Yeah, okay, this works. I should be using regen more often. We lost our deflect missiles. Why don't I just freezing cloud those guys too? Then they'll all come in. We're near starving. We should have a look at our food situation. I have not spoken about it at all because it's something that I try to ingrain in you all, which is don't worry about food too much. I mean, we're a full-on caster and we've got 25 rations. We've had a stuff of energy and I haven't even thought about using it. It's not a big deal. Unless we were wanting to say, oh, he's completely locked us in, to spam Glaciate or something like that, the stuff of energy just does not matter. Your spell hunger doesn't really matter. Freezing Wraith is immune to cold, so I really just want to kill the Vault Warden. I guess we'll go Bolt of Cold. Okay, well now we can escape, it's fine. So Ice Shards go. That is an Ancient Lich. Alright, well I'm glad we have 3 pips of MR. Still a 16% chance of paralysis. Sorry, just 6%. Is a bit scary, but it's unlikely. But we want to kill this guy as quickly as possible. He can do all sorts of nasty things. So we're going to shoot Orbs of Destruction at him. We go starving, but that's okay. 3 orbs from range, we can kill most things in the game. Good spell. And again, it's just another lesson or another illustration of why you don't need to be the glaciate 3-rune meme caster, because you can kill everything with Orb of Destruction. And then Freezing Cloud for AoE. Alright, we need to respect the Tengu Reaver too. These guys can be really, really nasty, especially if they have Corrosive Bolt. That thing hurts. So I'm going to shoot Orb of Destruction at it too. And again. Alright, good. And you too. Oh, we hit the wall. We're picking up more League. Actually, I don't mind having it. I've had a couple of situations in the tournament where having Torment immunity actually was a lifesaver. I think I got teleported in the Zop 5 lungs and I was stuck there and there was a cursed toe, so I became a tree. So they're not the worst things to have. Bookshop. What don't we know? I guess some summons. So that has... Oh, apparently we know all that stuff anyway. No. Alright, there's no point even looking at a bookshop. Sif Muna is going to eventually gift us every spell there is anyway. And I note that we've finally made it to 6 pips of piety, just as we finish. Well, it could have been a while, but I noticed it just as we finished Waltz 4. So that's a nice way to end this episode. If you join me in the next one, now that we've got 3 pips of piety, I think we can go back to Elf 3 and clear that. And then after that, we'll be doing depths. See you then.